A very good afternoon to you. This is Lunchtime News coming to you live from the Newsfirst Center here in Colombo. And I'm Sandro Ferdinando, and here are your headlines for this hour.
Reconciliation is the foundation for all communities to work together, a statement from the President. MP Namal Rajapaksa summoned to the CID. JVP comments on the 20th Amendment to the Constitution. Three killed in an accident in Kegol. South Korea reports 4 new cases of MERS, total 126.
And now your stories in detail. President Maithripala Sirisena says that reconciliation is the foundation for all communities to work together. The President made this statement addressing the 75th anniversary celebrations of St. Anthony's Balika Mahavidyalaya, Colombo 3.
The plaque established in line with the 75th jubilee of the school was unveiled by President Maithripala Sirisena. The ceremony got underway thereafter. The first step for reconciliation is introducing your children to unity, harmony, brotherhood among communities. This should be done in order to implement the reconciliation framework between different religions, ethnicities and race. That is the way ahead to render an extensive service to the society. I honor and appreciate the advice of the Catholic priest that was given to me over the past 6 months as President. It is important to give priority to the future of the child if we intend to foster proper citizens in the country.
Parliamentarian Namal Rajapaksa arrived at the Criminal Investigations Department this morning. The parliamentarian was summoned to the CID to obtain a statement from him over an incident where a personal security guard of MP Namal Rajapaksa entered a meeting attended by President Maithripala Sirisena in Agunakola Palace bearing a firearm. Now, according to our correspondent, the parliamentarian is currently providing his statement over the incident. Here are some of the views expressed on the 20th Amendment to the Constitution.
The voters in the country have been put under pressure because of this political race. They face a situation where they cannot visit another because someone they voted for might get angry. There is a leader in the Sri Lanka Freedom Party who is ready to stand by his words. As the President, he witnessed the 19th Amendment to the Constitution. I believe that he looked into the provisions of easily electing an MP with the 20th Amendment to the Constitution. For some, the no confidence motion is more important than the 20th Amendment to the Constitution. We struggled and thousands of our brethren were imprisoned. For what? For electoral reforms and the abolishment of the executive presidency. Today we have reached the point to achieve them. This is a simple formula. If you are in favor of the 20th Amendment, you are a patriot. If you are against it, you are a traitor. I ask President Maithripala Sirisena to let the country know what it is. What is important is the manner in which the people will elect their representatives. This is the foundation stone for the people's mandate. The people are not aware of what the 20th Amendment is. We in the JVP too do not know what it is. It is with responsibility that I state that the President and the Prime Minister do not know of it. No such thing has been passed by the Cabinet. This is just a media charade. Was the electoral system published in a newspaper? What has happened to Parliament? Why is this? Both sides agree only on something that is disappointing. The JVP will support the removal of the preferential voting system and the creation of a system where a representative will be elected per electorate in a just manner.
Asoka Begunawardena, who worked as a member of the research team on electoral reform, says that it is more apt to enact a proportional voting system over the preferential voting system. He made this statement at a ceremony organized by the Sri Lanka Undergraduates Association held under the theme, Let's Enact the 20th Amendment.
දැනට තියෙන සමානුපාත ක්‍රමය ඊටාම හොඳ ක්‍රමයක්.
The proportional system is a good system. That is the truth. The reason is that all parties are given a fair placing. After the decision on the number of MPs selected under the proportional system, the next question that arises as to who will be elected to Parliament. Now that should be decided after an election. Proportional is good and the preferential system is bad. Who is our MP? We know that before 1971, there were 160 electorates. Out of the 160, there were electorates which had an immense number of MPs. Thereafter, 168 MPs were chosen out of these electorates. We need these election divisions once again. We need to get about as to who could implement these three. That will be the answer. If the proportional system is good, then we will resort to having it 100%. Then no one has to talk about it. If the preferential voting system is good, then let's resort to that.
Speaking at an event in Kegol, former Chief Justice Chief Justice Sarath N. Silva said that appointing a Prime Minister through a presidential election is something that should not be done.
The former Chief Justice made this statement while attending a convention organized by the Liberation National Unity titled Good Governance, the Tomorrow of Law and the Motherlands. The convention was held at the auditorium of the Kegol Post Office. When looking at this 100-day program, the first thing that came along was Maithripala Sirisena's calendar. Then came along Ranil Wickremesinghe's calendar. In Ranil Wickremesinghe's calendar, it says that he will become Prime Minister the moment Maithripala Sirisena is sworn in. What did they do under the guise of the 100-day program of good governance? He claimed the position of Prime Minister. What was held was a presidential election, where a president is elected and appointed. A prime minister is elected through parliament. There should be a separate election for that. But if a prime minister is chosen through a presidential election, why need two elections in the first place?
3 people have died as a result of an accident in Ranwala Kegol early this morning. The police said that the accident had occurred when a tipper truck had collided with a lorry at around 4:30 a.m. today. The lorry had collided with the tipper truck plying from Colombo to Kegol as it had attempted to evade a possible collision with 2 pedestrians. The police said that the 2 pedestrians and the driver of the lorry had died owing to the collision. The driver of the tipper truck and the accomplice of the driver had sustained injuries, and the police said that the remains of the dead are being placed at the Kegol hospital.
බලනකොට දෙන්නෙක් පාර මැද මැරිලා ඉන්නවා. ඒ දෙන්න ඊළඟට අපි ඒ දෙන්න මැරිලා නිසා අපි ලොරිය ඩ්‍රයිවර් තමයි අමාරුවෙන් හිටියේ. අපි වෙන වාහනයකින් ලොරිය ඇදලා මේ ඩ්‍රයිවර් කොහොම හරි අපි ඉක්මනට හොස්පිටලෙට යවුවා. ඒ කියන්නේ ඒ දෙන්න බොඩිස් දෙක පාර මැද තිබිලා මේ ලොරිය මේ පැත්තට කැපුවා කියලා තමයි අපිට හිතෙන්නේ.
Today marks World Day Against Child Labour. World Day Against Child Labour is marked under the theme No Child Labour, Yes to Quality Education.
According to international child rights, it is illegal to use children below the age of 14 for labour activities. It is recorded that around 120 million children across the globe engaged in labour-related activities. In 2011, there were an estimated 215 million child labourers in the world, 115 million of which were involved in hazardous work. According to International Labour Organization data, hundreds of millions of girls and boys throughout the world are involved in work that deprives them from receiving adequate education, health, leisure and basic freedoms, violating this way their rights. The World Day Against Child Labour this year will focus particularly on the importance of quality education as a key step in tackling child labour. Chairperson of the National Child Protection Authority, Natasha Balendra, says that according to a survey conducted in 2008, around 107,000 child labourers are present in the country.
The National Child Protection Authority has been conducting several programs to prevent and act against child labour, as well as to enhance the quality of schooling in Sri Lanka, and we intend during this next year to begin educational awareness and legal reform campaign regarding corporal punishment in school. In our society, there is a belief that physical punishment is beneficial or at least acceptable. But research shows that this is not true and it's actually very harmful to children. So we intend this year to, through discussion and education and legal reform, to attempt to change that situation.
Meanwhile, a fire erupted in a hotel that is located in close proximity to the Velwatha railway station this morning. The police media unit noted that the investigations into the blaze commenced after a call was made at approximately 5:37 this morning to the police emergency hotline. In the meantime, the Colombo Fire Brigade noted that 4 fire engines had been dispatched to douse the fire. No casualties have been reported so far. The Department of Meteorology says that there will be several spells of showers in the western, Sabaragamuwa, northwestern and central provinces and in the Galle and Matha districts. Thunder showers are expected to develop at several places in the eastern and Uva provinces during the afternoon or evening, and the Met Department also predicted that winds over the country, particularly over the hills areas and surrounding sea areas at times.
Comparatively, more showers can be expected in southwestern parts of the country. Showers will occur at several places in the western, Sabaragamuwa, northwestern and central provinces and in the Galle and Matha districts. Thunder showers will develop at several places in the eastern and Uva provinces during the afternoon or evening. And strong winds can be expected over the country, particularly along the hill areas and the surrounding sea areas at times. I'm Pabodhini Karnapala, due to meteorology.
And that's a wrap of Lunchtime News. I shall see you again at 1:55.